Purdy's 4-interception game in that home loss to the Ravens on Christmas night. Were flaws exposed? Was Monday night significant or just another night and irrelevant? Richard, please, you first.
Well, I don't think many flaws were exposed, but I also don't think it was irrelevant. I mean, you can't throw 4 interceptions in a game and it be irrelevant. Do I think that this was a case of a quarterback making bad decisions or being inaccurate with his throws or just not processing the way he has all season? I don't think so. You know, I think this is one of those situations where it's unfortunate plays. Great play by the defense to tip the ball up in a second interception. The first interception, bad decision. You got to see Kyle Hamilton there, that he didn't go with George Kittle. He didn't fill that route, and you can't throw that pass. So that's a mistake, no question. He played, that was a bad play. But the rest of these, you sit there and say, well, either the ball got tipped up and he got intercepted, great play by defense. That play right there, it's hitting, you know, you're giving your receiver a chance, it pops up, interception. Your arm gets hit on a pass, interception.
Yeah,
got it.
Did.
You know, I'm not sitting there saying this is bad decision-making. And Kyle Shanahan said the same thing. And one thing I'll say about Kyle Shanahan is he's a straight shooter. If this was an awful game, awful decision-making by Brock Purdy, he would be the first to say he got to make better decisions in these situations. We can't have those plays. We can't win with him making those decisions. Kyle said the same thing I'm saying. Unfortunate plays led to these interceptions, but give Baltimore's defense credit. They made the plays. So these aren't just fluky, oh, man, Brock Purdy they didn't luck into it. They made the plays. They forced these turnovers. They put pressure in his face. They got their hands up. So they deserve credit for the mistakes that were made and the turnovers that were made. But it doesn't take away what Brock Purdy is and make me feel like, oh, man, they're going to struggle going forward because these weren't bad decisions that he was making.
Okay, so your initial question, Skip, was, is it significant or it's just
irrelevant? Just another night next. Yeah.
I'm going to say it was significant. I'm not going to minimize it because when I look at the NFC and I look at what San Francisco is and what happened to them and when it happened to them and the teams that they could potentially face, the Dallas Cowboys, for instance. I'll just give you that little bit of a smile on your face.
I'll take that.
Richard Sherman mentioned pressure. Michael Parsons is one of the top 5 guys in getting pressure. He may not be getting to the quarterback and bringing him down, but he's applying pressure along with his classmate in Lawrence on the other side. They apply pressure. What did the Clownies of the world do the other night? They applied pressure. They rattled the cage, so to speak.
Yep.
I understand if Kittle was supposed to run a corner route, he didn't get there, but Brock Purdy threw the football. He got rid of the ball in a bad situation. Yes, Kyle Hamilton may be stretched to the back pylon. If Kittle truly was supposed to run a corner route, Deebo Samuel's wide open for the touchdown. But if you play in a quarterback position, you are scanning the field. You know, oh, that's not bam. And you going to let it go somewhere else and get off of it, anticipating the throw. So now you say, well, what is Brock Purdy? I think Brock Purdy's still a good quarterback. I do. I honestly do. This happens to everybody at some point in time in their career. They're going to run into a roadkill. And this just happened to be on our eyes on Christmas. 4 interceptions. I can't just, oh, his arm got hit. Oh, well, this did. No, because if it was Dak Prescott or Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson or Russell Wilson or any of these other guys, it wouldn't be any of that. It would be, oh, my God, I can't believe that that's the way we would treat it. So we got to treat everything fair. On top of that, when you look at Brock Purdy's numbers from a trailing standpoint, Skip, when you're trailing, Brock Purdy, when he's trailing in a game, 5 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 63% completion percentage, passer rating at 82, down double-digit deficits at any point in the game, 2 touchdowns to 8, 65%, passer rating 68. 0-3. Now I look at Kyle Shanahan, and I've been knowing since he was a puppy. Okay? The man is 0-38 when trailing by at least 8 points in the fourth quarter since 2017. And you mean to tell me that's nothing to worry about? If somebody gets up on them and holds the lead in the fourth quarter? Oh, my God. So you better tell the Dallas Cowboys, they better try to get up and hold that lead in the fourth quarter. That's what you better try to tell them.
Easier said than done. That's why they've been the NFC Championship 3 of the last 4 years.
I get it.
Because
I get it. I get it. I get it. But I just gave you the numbers, though, Richard.
Yeah.
You say you want numbers and facts. 0-38.
I gave you numbers.
0-38.
And they've been to 3 of the past 4 NFC Championships. That's just the facts.
Okay. So, Richard, allow me to say Brock Purdy is a really, really good quarterback. But he's not what a lot of people think that he is. Cam Newton, a week or so ago, said he's a game manager. He's the opposite to me of a game manager. We've heard people say system quarterback, and Keyshawn says, well, they're all system. Everybody's playing within the system in which they're dropped, right? Okay. But the point is about Brock Purdy, and I watched him for 4 years at Iowa State. He does have some Brett Favre in him, but he has the capability to pull off a lot of Favrean throws. And he's been doing that regularly, consistently for these 49ers. He also has that one capability that his greatest strength can also become his greatest weakness, because there's that haywire gene lurking in there where if he goes south right away, if he falls behind, he tries too hard. He tries to do too much to get even, and he'll make some bad choices. And I agree with what Richard said. The DB makes a great play, tipping the ball up in the air, and then the other one, his arm gets hit. Where Richard and I digress and disagree was on the third interception, because that was vintage Brock Purdy, where he escapes to his right, he's scrambling to his right, and it's ill-advised to me to throw it back across your body into the middle of the field. And I don't care what you say, that's covered, and the ball gets tipped back to a Kyle Hamilton who had gotten knocked down and got back in the play and picked it off. So to me, I put everything in a Dallas Cowboy concept, and I have to think that, gee, the only hope I have is to what Keyshawn said. If we do wind up back out there for a third playoff game in 3 years, if we get after him, if we can take the lead like we almost did at Miami with that opening drive, when we won the toss and took it all the way down to 1st and goal at the 1 and fumbled, if we could get up 7-0 and start to pressure Brock Purdy, we got a shot, because that's his one weakness, is that. Yeah. And you can say that's everybody's weakness, and I give you that. And he has had not a good year, he's had a sensational year until somebody finally took the lead on him and then got after him. Can you get up at least 8 points in the fourth quarter? Can you? Then you might have a shot based on Shanahan's record. No. If you can get up like that. Maybe.
We have proof and data from this season, Skip. Every single quarterback has had bad games. And your team has played this kid. They played him multiple times. They played him in the playoffs. They played him in the regular season. He's won every single time. So I hear what you're saying. You're finding hope. This kid has beaten you every time he's seen you.
So you don't put anything into any of this about falling behind and not being able to play catch up. You don't put anything into it, Richard?
That's an accurate stat. I'm not putting anything against it. It hasn't had enough relevance for me to put it in, because if you're talking about coaches that haven't had that, they haven't been to the NFC Championship or the AFC Championship game. They've gone home early. So clearly this stat isn't stopping them from getting to the championship.
All right, we got to leave it there, because Young Money is next, joining me and Keyshawn to debate whether, speaking of those Cowboys, they're done.
Well.
No mercy.